It was an ICUF initiated project of constructing houses for those who lost their houses in the floods in Vedasandor. And from the time I met him in 77 till he passed away, I almost met him whenever I came to Bangalore. He has always stressed on the need to educate people, the need to facilitate a process that people analyze their problem. Don't suggest solutions to people's problems. Try to get them on board in resolving their problems. And during the 2 years between 77 and 79 in Rio, organizing the people in constructing the 150 houses, the strength of involving people in participating in a process, that became very evident. Then from there I shifted to Dharmapuri, 77, 79 to 81. And then Claude came to Bangalore. And his involvement in education got Namadar and myself involved in education in Dharmapuri. But exactly, Namadar was responsible for the agriculture program, and I was responsible for the water conservation program. But getting people to understand the key issues of the area. So we were just trying to tell the leaders of the non-formal education centers how much money they contribute to the forest department for grazing their goats in the forest. And the discussion started with whom the forest belonged. And this landed up with around about 14,000 farmers in the area stopped giving money to the forest department. But this led to a conflict. From that day, it has been this process of contributing to people to analyze and reflect over an issue is something each and every one of you, whatever program the state puts forward, you need to analyze and see how it affects the life of the poorest of the poor. We started our campaign against eucalyptus. Now, the state decided to introduce eucalyptus, saying that we have less pulpwood and we need to produce pulpwood for the paper industry. But taking a decision like that, the outcome of this kind of decision, across the country, all the shrub forest was cut down. Again, they classified the shrub forest as non-economic forest. The shrub forest branches off low and does not produce timber. But in doing that, people lost green manure for the forest. People lost herbs from the forest. People, their cattle lost fodder from the forest. So now this led to now rainfed farmers, they depend on the forest for their livelihood. And all over the country, the small and marginal farmers, landless, over a decision like that, lost livelihood from livestock. Then coming to the Green Revolution, the myth created that it was hybrid seed. It was not hybrid seed. It was fertilizer responsive seed, pesticide responsive seed, high solar utilizing variety, high water utilizing variety. The outcome of this, small and marginal farmers, landless, they depended on the weeds that are collected is classified. Part of the weed is taken home to cook, part of the weed as fodder for the cattle. Just because of spraying pesticide, farmers all over the country lost uncultivated food. Almost 70% of the small and marginal farmers landless, these weeds were very important. So I request each and every one of you, whatever program the state takes up, in groups, collectively analyze these programs, look at how this program affects the environment, look at how these programs affect the life of the poor. And I end by saying that a person went to a guru and asked him, what should I do? He says, I pray that you will live to see, you will die before your children. And today what is happening, if you look at the people in the hospital, whether it's kidney problems or cardiac problems, if you look at there is a growing, previously the problem was death due to communicable disease. Now the problem is increase in death of non-communicable disease by 25 to 30%. So if we don't shift from our food is becoming poison, our food is poison, if we don't shift to understanding the environment and reviving the environment, if we don't shift to producing and consuming non-poison food, you do not have a future. That's it. Thank you.